Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
That crap.
He Anglican police service, but
That's literally not true.
I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for Trump's sake.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Let's turn the music down a little bit because, wow, that's loud. Is it just my ears or am I deafening everybody? Big shout out to Fire Girl, handmade by Wendy, first in chat this afternoon. Fire Girl, Wendy, you once again are the winner. You've won before. You know what's coming. We are punishing you for your promptness. And you're responsible for everything IP-related worldwide. Yep, all of the internet is your responsibility. So, no, it is loud. It's loud. Okay, it's loud for me too. Test 1 2. Oh, I'm smoking hot. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test. Now it's really quiet. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Test. That's loud. It's just loud. It's loud all around. All right, here we go. We will be going shortly to the baby Evelyn, Tennessee versus Boswell sentencing. Let's see, Carrot Bringer says, "RA, you're the only thing keeping me sane today. People are being so extra." Don't out where you work, but we've all been there. Understand? All right, I spent all of lunch break. Well, I ate some. I had chili for lunch, actually. My daughter made it for me. Thank you, little Miss R.A. And then I spent most of the lunch break trying to get the captions working for my little Judge Wolf thing that we're trying to post. I posted a version online, but it should be a short, but it's posted as a long form. And I'm trying to get it in a short. After I get all the captions exactly how I want, then I format it to short, and all the captions are like off the screen. So I have to reformat everything. So YouTube's hard. It's hard work trying to get things to work right. So we'll work on that here in a minute. Keyboards and all. Alrighty. Okay. How's lunch? Music wasn't loud for us old folks. Blackbird says, "Let me help." What do you want? Like a login to the NAS storage server? Why didn't you go to CrimeCon? It costs a buttload. I think that's butt ton. A butt ton is a legitimate, like it's an actual measurement. It costs a butt ton. Two things. Here's my reason. It's expensive, and the majority of our community would find it too expensive to participate. And so I don't want to, a lot of people asked for meetups and, hey, when we can do this and we can do that. I don't want to put pressure on someone to say, this is my only chance, so I have to spend this money I can't afford to do a meetup. It just, if there was a cheaper way to do it, I'd be in. But asking people to shell out that much, that's just tickets and hotels and some travel and food. It's a major investment. It's cool. I'm not knocking CrimeCon. It's great. It's awesome. I've had friends that go and love it. It just doesn't seem like a good fit for our community at that price point. So. It's awesome. If you're into that, there is not. I don't think there's a better one out there. They get some great guests. They get some amazing content creators. I think the The lineup is great. The venue is fantastic. I don't have complaints about CrimeCon. I'm having not gone, just having heard about it. I think it's great. I just don't think it's a good fit for that to be the meetup, right? So that's your one chance. I happen to know most people can't just squeeze that into the budget and be okay. So we'll keep looking for options. Obviously, nothing we choose is going to be perfect for anyone. Let's see. Why can't we rent out that place your daughter went camping? That was cheap. Atticus, where was that? I'm trying to remember. Down by the lake, the little lake, the pond and everything. Oh, no. I'm not sure if they could that's a group. That's a pretty cool thing. We could rent out, it's Singletary State Park is what it's called. Singletary State Park. You can Google it. It's an interesting state park because it doesn't allow just individuals to come and stay. You have to be part of a group. So it's group or nothing. And they have 2 campgrounds. I bet they could probably hold a couple hundred people. And you've got the entire lake to yourself. It's like a private boat dock. Canoes. The water is great. There may be alligators. So just take that into account when you're swimming. Either swim fast or bring someone slower than you to swim, and you should be fine. But yeah, we could look at that. And bears. They have bears. Okay, there are bears as well. And carnivorous plants. So there are like three issues. The carnivorous plants, unless you're very small and a bug, it shouldn't be a problem. But we're using captions in YouTube or an editing program. Editing. I'm using DaVinci Resolve Studio, which allows me to get a quick AI, quick and dirty version, and go back and edit really quickly. Bring that slower throwaway friend. Yes, bring that one. We'll need a couple of them. There are snakes. Okay, 4 things. They have water moccasins as well, and maybe eastern diamondbacks. So I guess that's still in the snake category. Okay, and snapping turtles. We have some snapping turtles. There are just a handful of things. Odds are you won't die going there. I mean, statistically, just looking at the numbers. Someone might, but odds are it won't be you. So, all right, that sounds like a great place. I'll bring the Starlink. Well, I'll have Wi-Fi. It'll be good to go. All right, skunks. I don't think we have many skunks around here. Surprisingly, considering how much corn has grown. Usually cornfields and skunks go hand in hand, but no. Is this Australia? It's sounding like it. Okay, there are some other bugs as well. But Amber did send an update. Let me share this with you as we're waiting for everything to go live. A couple of you asked about Jules, and Amber reached out to Jules. She's checked in and said, there have been some life changes for her, but she's doing well, and she sent hugs and kisses to everyone. And she says, please let everyone know just how much I miss them. Major life changes. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Obviously, it's never fun with some big health concerns like that. So, okay, John. There's like maybe 10 things that could kill you there. Maybe 10. I mean, 10 categories of things. There's probably a lot of each one. But anyway, so thank you, Amber, for the update about Jules. But we do miss her. This is the other Jules, for sure. It's been explained to me that Cincinnati is centrally located. Maybe we should have a meetup there, not because that's where I live or anything. It's not about me. I'm just thinking about y'all. This is Legally Blonde. It's all y'all that we're concerned about. It's going to have to be like a road tour. Like we're going to have to do like a summer tour where we hit a couple areas. It's going to be here's for the Southeast folks, and we're going to be in, I don't know, anywhere with Georgia. Sorry, Georgia. Josh, I apologize. Here's for the Northeast folks. Here's for the Central. Here's for West. And then Texas you pretty much have to do a Texas on its own because it's huge. So, and then maybe, I don't know, Canada. I'm thinking Western Canada. So Ian and I maybe could catch up and throw some lead down range together. That would be fun. Thurston. Yes, we could visit all our favorite courts. We could go to San Antonio in Texas and sit in with Judge Boyd's, and I wouldn't wave, of course, but I'd be respectful. We could go there. We could go up to Michigan, Wisconsin. Man, we got Tennessee, Judge Wolf, and I'd have to be careful because if there are judges that have been frustrated and irritated with my coverage, I'm sitting in their courtroom, and suddenly they do have subject matter jurisdiction. So this is why we're cautious. Anyway, we'll have to a Minecraft court. That would be fun. Got a call coming in. Hang on.
Call from
Constance McGettigan.
To accept, press 1.
I missed the name, but this is RA. How are you doing?
I am doing quite wonderful today. My name is Connie McGettigan.
Hey, Connie. Welcome.
I've been following.
Awesome.
I've been following your channel for quite a while.
Awesome. You're live on the air, if that's okay. I just wanted to make full disclosure.
Yes, that's fine.
Awesome. What can I do for you?
No, that's fine. So I wanted to call today because I was attracted to your channel by Recovery Addict. Today I celebrate 30 years of sobriety from alcohol.
That is awesome. Can I play a loud noise in your ear? I'm not sure if you can hear this, but that's a party horn. So, congratulations. That is awesome. 30 years of sobriety. We do have a few people who were looking for something completely different online and stumbled into this. I'm pretty sure I typed that right, and here we are watching court instead. But Connie,
I know, and I love it.
I
love every minute.
That's really cool.
So I'm really glad I'm very glad you picked up. I really appreciate the work you do.
Connie, I am just ecstatic that 30 years. That I know that every day is a battle, right? But to have 30 years, that's inspirational to everyone who is, struggling and starting at a lower number, thinking, am I ever going to get there? The answer is yes, you can. And Connie, you're proof of that.
One day at a time, with the help actually of Alcoholics Anonymous, Higher Power, and people that were supportive.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
So thank you.
Connie, thanks for sharing that.
Accepting the call.
That made my day. That is so cool.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks.
We'll see you, Connie.
Have a great day.
Bye.
All right, bye.
That's just awesome. 30 years. That is great. What a wonderful life change. That's really cool. Oh my goodness. All right. And Selena K, congratulations on yours as well. 2.5 years. That is wonderful. Glad we could be a part and share in that amazing milestone. All right. We don't have Boswell sentencing yet, so we're sort of in a holding pattern. It's supposed to start any minute now, but it might be a little bit longer. Casey Cat, welcome to the gallery. Amy, I'm 5 years in, can't imagine. Amy, but there was probably a time where you could not imagine 5 years, right? I mean, there's a time when 5 days seems unattainable, but you're here, and you did it, and 30 is going to come too. So that is just awesome. That amazing. Thank you for sharing, all of you. All right, getting ready for LASIK. Any advice? I think don't blink is all I heard. I don't know, Sassy Southern Witch. I don't know. I haven't had it. I might need it, honestly. My eyes have gone downhill. There was a time, this is a fun little story while we wait. There was a time I used to live, I would say probably 6 or 7 houses from a mountain. Okay, like there was a mountain, and I mean, it's like this steep, right? But halfway up that mountain, there was like a bench or a plateau that the deer herds loved to hang out on. And I used to be able to sit at my back window and look out, and I could see which ones were bucks and which ones were does halfway up the mountain. Now I have a hard time seeing where the mountain is. I remember the general direction, and I can see the patchy trees and I think that's halfway up. Things have changed a lot over time. I'm not sure if LASIK will fix that, but yeah, there was a time when my vision was way better than I deserved it to be. Like it was, if you could see a sign, I could read it. Like if you could make out the shape of a sign somewhere, I could read it. That's long gone. So I don't have any advice. I think I think it's fantastic. The people I heard that I talked to that had LASIK love it. There's some side effects sometimes. They say like halos around bright lights at night and things like that. But overall, it's an improvement. So anyway, we go from happy stuff and wonderful news and all that and milestones to this Megan Boswell trial where we followed this. This is a sad one. This is a young girl gets pregnant and is not able or does not want to keep the child and ends up throwing it away. It's tragic. It's terribly tragic. I mean, there are so many options. I think of all the people who are in a tight spot, right? And we're talking about whatever life can throw at you financially, everything else. The number of resources that are available to young mothers who need help and aren't able to go forward supporting their child are enormous. Our communities in general support so well people in this situation if they can reach them, if they know about them, if they can connect. That support is there, and it's sad when the baby loses its life because a mom is in over her head or maybe has some mental issues or things like that. It's terrible. It's terribly sad. Breaks your heart because there are so many people who would have they would have said if only I had known, if only I knew first of all that this was even a concern or that you were pregnant. That sometimes that's an issue as well, and just nobody knows. But there are options. There are tons of options. Fire station, hospitals, just these. You can literally drop your child off just with what it has. You're not like, I need to supply diapers and this much baby formula. Just all they want is just drop off the baby safe, and we'll take it from there. So with this sentencing, as tragic as it is, I think that the takeaway is please get the word out. Talk to people honestly. If you've got people in your life that come to you as a trusted authority figure or a friend or a family member of a friend, let them know. First of all, there's no shame in this, right? There's no shame in saying you need help. It's just like mental health. It's not. I realize that for years there's been a stigma against that. It's like, oh, I can't say that I'm suffering with depression because then everyone will look down on me. We all do. Okay, everybody has this. It might be a little bit different. What I suffer from is different than what you suffer from. My fears and everything else are different, but everybody has some degree of this in some way. And if you're suffering from something that is going to present a challenge to be a parent, please reach out. Let somebody know that I'm here for you. If you just need to talk, talk with me. It's fine. No judgment. And if possible, it might save the life of a young child, and honestly the mother as well. So, man, Cluttered Mind podcast says I was adopted. I was happy that I was. That is awesome. I've got family members that adopted, and just I've got some of the best nieces and nephews you could possibly imagine that wouldn't be possible unless, a young mom had made a very tough decision to let someone else raise her child, and it's just been a blessing in their lives. It's been awesome. All right, eyes naturally go downhill after age 45. Cheap reading glasses helps a lot. LASIK is very expensive. I just buy different strengths of Walmart glasses. Laurie. Let's see. I can still read this monitor with my left eye from here. My right eye is pretty good. It's the left eye that's just like gone. If I want to see better, I just close my left eye. Let's see. Saved your burner phone. Awesome. Call me sometime. I do answer it. I really do. Let's see. Let's see. I need reading glasses for the grandpa look. It's coming, you guys. The day is coming where I'm just like, look, can you see that I'm wearing contacts? Right now I'm not. I'm not wearing contacts because I am terrified of sticking anything in my eye. I know that everyone's explained it to me that you can just put the contact in and thunk, and then you can see and you blink a couple times and it's all good. But I know as soon as I put it in there, it's going to go zoop down and back, and I'm going to have like a contact in the back of my eyeball for the rest of my life. And I can never get out because how do you reach it? That's my fear. Somebody needs to walk me through that. But one day I'm either going to show up with contacts or glasses. And it's probably going to be soon. And the left eye is going to be really thick, and the right eye is just going to be plain glass. That's going to be my glasses. Oh, I love it. Getting old is so much fun, isn't it? It's so much fun. Casey Cat, do we know why this took so long? Wasn't this supposed to happen in May? I don't remember why it took this long. I think this was a PSI that pushed this out. But Morgan says, now that's my fear as well. Don't worry, R.A. That can't. You say that, but I mean, I remember the day when if somebody lost a contact, everybody in the community just froze. Like, nobody take a step. I dropped a contact. Nobody move. I think that was back when they were like glass and they would shatter. Nowadays, it's like, I dropped a contact. It's okay. I've got a spare in my pocket. And they're ready to go. These disposable things. I'm looking at blue blocker glasses. I think that would help. They're also very expensive. So I just need to find a pair that looks good and feels good. Oh my goodness, Bravo Chick. This is why I can't do contacts. This is it, right there in a nutshell. 30 contacts in my eye. It sounds like a chant we said in this grade school. Those were hard contacts, not disposable. There was a point when I was so, my eyes were so good. This was actually back when I was filming college basketball, NCAA basketball. I was filming, I'm down on the court, and the arena I'm in has like a elevated stands around me, so they're probably like 8 feet above me is their feet. And I'm down there filming, and the lady at the front row right behind the basket panics because in her cheering for a score, the diamond on her ring fell out onto the court. And she's panicking. Of course, the refs aren't going to stop the game because you lost a diamond. The game's going on. And so I tell everybody around me, I'm like, look, just don't walk around here. I mean, let's get the cheerleaders out. Let's get my grip, the guy who's holding my cables and everything for me. Don't move anything. Okay, I don't want to push anywhere. And as soon as there was a break, I told my director that I was going to find a diamond instead. And so all the other cameras took care of the shots and stuff. And I did. I found it. I looked around. I was like, oh, there it is right over there. And found it. And she was like ecstatic. My eyes nowadays, it's like, I'll be lucky if I can find the floor. So, all right. Still waiting for court. Let's see. Todd Mullis retrial. That's the Pitchfork, right? That's a Pitchfork trial. I've heard some rumors about that. I haven't been following that one closely. The other one we're also listening closely for is out of Las Vegas. Our short little man with the big sombrero wants a retrial as well. Let's see. You guys are asking questions I do not remember. Blue blockers don't correct vision. I know, but it might take away some of the headaches I get at the end of the day. Is that why men can't find the ketchup in the fridge right when it's in front of them? Telus wants to tell us again. He's regretting not speaking longer. 80s Music Man. I sent you a text, by the way. I'm not sure if you responded. Did you? Let's see. 80s, I sent you a text. I've not received a response. So text me onto the burner if your number's changed. Okay, let me go back here. Removing half the chat might also help your headache. It's a sloth life. No. Love it. Love the chat. Does EDB, is she wearing blue blockers? Or are they just tinted glasses? I should probably reach out to her and see what she has. Okay. Amber, did I see your last message? I'm getting ready to send you blue blockers directly, but stopped because no matter what I send you, you aren't going to wear them. I'd try them. EDB's glasses are for ADHD. I think glasses can fix almost everything. Are you excited for iOS 26? No. I mean, yes, but no. I'm always excited for new operating systems and new options. The problem is so many of the cutting edge software I use, I mean, things that control my switcher and, remote controls of cameras and things like that. New operating systems break that so often. Okay, let's see if we can get to court here. Give me just 1 second.
Next case we'll take up is State versus Megan Boswell, 72869. We're on today for sentencing.
Give us a minute. I'll have it here. Just 1 second.
There was a pre-sentence report filed April the 4th, 2025. A jury convicted Ms. Boswell of first-degree murder in count 1, first-degree murder and perpetration of felony in counts 2 and 3. The jury sentenced her to life. The jury also convicted her in count 4 of aggravated child abuse, count 5 aggravated child neglect, count 6 tampering with evidence, count 7 through 17 false report, count 19 abuse of corpse.
Turn up the volume.
Count 20
I'm working on
failure
it.
to report a death under suspicious, unusual, or unnatural circumstances. So we're here on counts 4 through 20 for sentencing today. Is the state ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
Defense ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
Because sentencing, the first thing that's up, the state has the burden.
Judge, how are you going to handle the pre-sentence report that we made?
Because of the nature of this case, it's going to be exhibit number 1. I normally don't make any exhibit, but I think in this case,
Fine with me.
thanks, sir. Somebody have a copy of it? It's not been marked up?
Misconduct. Congrats on 29 months.
No, I've got
oh,
it.
gee.
I just got to find it. Which file it's in?
Judge, we have a clean copy.
General, does the state have any proof?
Yes, Your Honor, the state will call Sheriff Jeff Cassidy.
Man, it's a throwback to see some of these faces again.
Raise your hand, state your name, please.
Sheriff Jeff Cassidy.
Solemnly swear front testimony about to give the truth, all truth, nothing but the truth.
Tell the court your name and where you're employed.
Jeff Cassidy, Sheriff of Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been with the Sheriff's Office?
Been with them a total of 29 years. This is my 7th year as Sheriff.
Okay, and so that means you were Sheriff in 2020 during the time of this investigation, is that
Yes.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to take you back to February 2020. Was Sullivan County the first agency to be involved in the investigation of missing child Evelyn Boswell?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me briefly how Sullivan County how the investigation started?
Missing child at first, and then once we found out that the last time the baby was saw was in December, we knew he was already behind the curve there. We was probably 2 months away from utilizing the resources that we needed to rescue or recover a baby Evelyn.
Okay. How old were you told Evelyn was the time the investigation began?
15 months.
Okay. What was your role in the investigation?
Of course, as a lead agency, I always stay in contact and communication with all my detectives and everybody that was responded to this scene and responded to all the tips across pretty much the region. So, I was constantly in communication with TBI, FBI, and my detectives.
Okay. If you had to give an approximate number, how many Sullivan County employees do you think were tasked with working this investigation?
Aside from my executive staff, which is about 14, we had probably an additional 40 worked around the clock just on this case.
Okay. When you say around the clock, was there 24/7 coverage of this? And are we talking about from the day she was reported missing until the day that she was found?
Yes, ma'am.
It's approximately 18 days.
Yeah, from about February 18th till March 6th, I looked through our records, and just overtime hours alone on this case was 740 hours.
Okay. And that's employees working their regular shifts plus overtime?
Plus overtime.
Okay. So let me ask this first. Did Sullivan County end up requesting the assistance from other agencies?
Yeah, this was a unique case. Normally we work most cases on our own, but we had to pull resources from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Virginia State Police, SBI.
What is the SBI?
State Bureau of Investigation, and then we had Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, and then multiple local regional jurisdictions up in North Carolina and other states in Middle Tennessee.
Okay. And is that essentially from following tips that were coming in?
Yeah, anything that came through, we followed every lead, tried to look into everything that was brought to the VCC, which is the Virtual Command Center through Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
And is the Virtual Command Center, that's where the tips would come in to decide how to then send them back out to be investigated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With these different agencies and with Sullivan County, what types of resources were you able to, what did you utilize to try to find this baby? We
utilized every resource that I've ever even been involved in that was at our disposal. I mean, we took jets to different places to expedite the finding of any type of information that may lead to the recovery of Evelyn. We utilized everything the TBI and FBI provided us with, just anything that was at our disposal. And we probably used more resources for this than anything I can ever remember.
We know that one of the stories, false reports that the defendant gave was that a person by the name of Ethan Perry had Evelyn. What did you have to do in regards to following that lead? What resources were used?
Yeah, he was in the military in Louisiana, from what I remember, and we had to send some detectives up there as well.
Okay. And we know another story that she gave was that she kept hinting at Mendota, Virginia, over and over. Is that a lead that you also use resources to follow?
Yeah, United States Marshal, I left that out. United States Marshals helped us out on that one in Mendota.
Okay. She also told you that Angela Boswell, her mother, had Evelyn at some point. Did you follow that lead?
Yes, we worked extensively on that one. We thought that she may have had custody of baby Boswell, so we that went into North Carolina, and I think the dive team went into the ponds over there as well.
Okay. So in preparation for today's hearing, you were asked to review Sullivan County records regarding this investigation, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the records that you reviewed, were they all maintained by the Sheriff's Office?
Yes, ma'am, just the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
And the purpose of those was to come up with the manpower that was used?
Yes, ma'am.
To get an approximate amount of manpower and overtime hours, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What if the defendant had told the truth on day one?
Yeah.
Objection, cause for speculation.
I could ask you a different way. Would you have found Evelyn if the defendant had told the truth on day one?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Sustained. And it needs to be framed. It's too wrong right now.
If you had known that Evelyn was dead on day one, would that have changed the way you conducted your investigation?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would all of these resources have been used?
No, ma'am.
It's not about the resources.
Were you aware of community involvement during the time of this investigation, the 18 days of investigation?
Yeah, extremely. They really provided us a lot of additional resources that not criminal justice related, just like they brought us food to the office so we could eat and still work, and they all pulled together during that time and just showed tremendous outpouring of support for our entire agency, and across the nation. Really, this was a national recognized case. So the people around here in the community, they started Evelyn's Army, and they provided food for us daily.
Based on your own personal observations, what did the impact on the community look like to you?
Very emotional, just like my staff. I mean, everything you see, people wanted to find this baby, and that was their number one goal. And whatever it may take, whatever it may need, whatever resource may need to be utilized, everybody was willing and able to put in their time, effort, and energy to locate baby Evelyn. And just like my staff, I mean, the emotional toll on them, the lack of sleep, but they never did get fatigued. I tried to send some home, and they said, "No, I'm not going home. I'm going to work on this case until we find the baby."
Okay. No other questions? Please answer any questions Mr. Scott has for you.
I don't have any questions.
Thank you.
Stay with call, take the last place. Sit on the swear affirm testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and the truth. Yes, sir.
Fastest oath in the state.
You're Matt Price, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What is your position at the Sheriff's Department?
I'm Lieutenant in Criminal Investigations.
All right. And Lieutenant Price, you very familiar with the investigation involving the disappearance and death of Evelyn Boswell, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
What was your role in the investigation?
This case was assigned to me as the lead investigator with the Sheriff's Office. So I was the lead investigator.
All right. And you worked, the Sheriff has testified to, you worked hand-in-hand with numerous agencies in the investigation, including the TBI, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And David Gratz at the time, also the two of you worked extensively. That's correct. You familiar with the
We're in Tennessee.
evidence that was collected in the case, the discovery of the body of the victim, Evelyn Boswell?
Yes.
Lieutenant Price, I'm going to hand you some photographs. I'm just going to do this one at a time so for the sake of getting these exhibits in. I'm going to hand you the first photograph, ask you if you can show us, identify what's shown in that photo.
Yes, this is a photograph of looking inside the playhouse at the trash can where Evelyn was located.
And is that a true and accurate depiction of,
yes,
of that scene? Okay. Judge, we would make that exhibit number 1 to this hearing. 2, I'm sorry. And I don't know if it's helpful, but that was what the trial was introduced as exhibit number 15. If that's helpful or would create confusion or.
Let's just it'll be to the point for that sentence.
Okay. 2. Do you recognize what's shown in the photographs that's been handed to you?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
Again, this is looking inside the playhouse at the trash can after the one of the bags had been removed off the top.
Okay. Is there anything of significance that you see as you look at the trash can itself?
Yes, it appears that the items inside the trash can have been compressed.
Judge, we would move to make that exhibit 3 for this hearing.
These are the facts that the prosecution needs the judge to consider as to the sentence. Remember, the baby found in the trash can in the playhouse out back. It appeared that everything had been pressed down.
Lieutenant Price, would you take a look at the photographs being handed to you and ask, or again, ask if you can identify what's shown?
Yes, this is a picture of the inside the trash can with the blanket removed, where you can see baby Evelyn's leg.
Is that the first shot or first, I guess,
Yes.
discovery of the body?
It is correct.
All right. Judge, we would make that exhibit 4 for this hearing.
The camera guy on this one, I think he did get punished a little bit, but I'm not sure what the extent was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't more than about a day in jail or a couple hours in jail.
Do you recognize what's shown in that photograph?
Yes.
What is it?
This is the trash bag that was inside the trash can where baby Evelyn was located, and also the child is with the aluminum foil and the blanket is laying beside the trash bag.
I think he showed the jurors
Body
accidentally.
was removed from the trash
Correct.
bag.
The body's been removed from the trash bag. It's in the trash bag with trash in it. Baby Evelyn is laying there wrapped in blankets and aluminum foil wrapped around her.
Judge, we would move to make that exhibit 5 for this hearing. Do you recognize what is shown in the photographs that's been handed to you?
Yes, I do.
And what is that? Picture of it.
This is the body of baby Evelyn after she was removed from the trash can, placed inside of a body bag. She's lying there with blankets wrapped around her and aluminum foil wrapped around where her head area was.
Judge, we would make that exhibit 6 to this hearing.
Yeah, there's no jury here. This is just the judge that's listening to this, weighing these factors to consider on sentencing. That might have been it. Might have zoomed in.
Do you recognize the photo that's just been handed to you?
Yes, I do.
What is shown in that photo?
She has to be sentenced.
Baby Evelyn laying in, still wrapped in blankets, laying on a body bag, with her arm exposed, showing the onesie that she was wearing.
All right. Is that photo, one of the photos that was taken at the time the body was recovered?
It is correct.
Judge, we move to make that exhibit 7 for this hearing. Lieutenant Price, do you recognize what's shown in that photo?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
This is baby Evelyn after the blankets and aluminum foil have been removed from her body. It shows the position of her head and how she was laying when the blanket was removed.
Judge, we move to make that exhibit 8 for this hearing.
Whose phone was that? Uh-oh. was prosecutors, I think.
Finally, Lieutenant Price, can you do one more photo and ask me you can identify that photograph, please?
Yes, I can. This is a picture of Evelyn, one of the last known pictures. We know that when she was alive.
Judge, we can make that exhibit number now. This hearing. Thank you, Lieutenant Price. If you would answer any questions Mr. Scott has for you.
No questions, Judge.
Yeah, they're not going to ask questions.
That's all the evidence to say.
Top Mark Media. That was it. Do we have any? I'm not sure if they do impact statements now or at all.
Judge, Ms. Boswell would like to make an allocution.
Allocution. Miss Boswell's going to speak. She's going to talk. She didn't take the stand during the trial, but she will now. It says right here. I was not expecting this. Something we hoped Brian Koberger would do, but we did not get.
I would just like to say that the state of Tennessee treated me very unfair during this whole investigation. And had I had a fair trial and an impartial jury, I would have been acquitted of the murder charges. I would have never hurt my baby, and I did not kill Evelyn.
That's not an allocution. That's an accusation. She doubled down. Judge is going to come down on her for that.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Judge, the state has, prior to this hearing, filed a notice of intent in regards to enhancing factors that we believe apply, as well as a notice of intent to seek consecutive sentencing, which is what we are asking the court to do. And we believe, based upon the seriousness of the offense, as well as the fact that Miss Boswell is a dangerous offender whose behavior indicates little or no regard for human life, that she had no hesitation about committing a crime.
No remorse.
The risk of human life was high. But this court should run those sentences consecutive to each other. And I want to touch briefly on the enhancement factors, and primarily on the one that I think just screams out in this case, which is the violation of trust. Truly, I think the facts that were involved in this case, and the court, of course, consider everything that was presented and that came in at trial, as well as the photographs that have been introduced to the sentencing hearing, which again, those were all part of the trial evidence as well. But the trust that Miss Boswell betrayed upon her daughter was just so callous. She chose herself repeatedly, time and time again, over her child. All deaths are horrible, but for a small child to die in the way that Evelyn died just shows such extreme callousness. And those photographs show you. I mean, she was discarded like a piece of common garbage. Detective Lieutenant Price testified to, it looks like the body has been compressed, pushed down in the trash can so we can fit more trash, more garbage on top of a child. But probably the most hurtful and severe part of this whole and painful part of this is the fact that all that occurred at the hands of the one person that she should have been able to rely upon and trust to protect her, her own mother. But Megan didn't do that. Megan repeatedly chose Megan. Megan chose her life. Megan chose living in the big house out by the lake.
Boyfriend.
Megan chose going to the movies. She chose going to Blowing Rock, going to Gatlinburg, again and again and again, over her own daughter. In order for the court to find that the defendant was a dangerous offender and apply consecutive sentencing, there are two things that the case law has said the court has to find. One is that it relates to the severity of the crime. And I can think of nothing that would be any easier than to relate consecutive sentencing to the facts of this case and what Ms. Boswell did. I mean, not only did she murder her own child and then go about her own life, but then once law enforcement was finally brought into the case, not because of her, not because she did anything, but because it finally got reported by her dad. Well, then she manipulates law enforcement, it manipulates the community by continuing to lie over and over and over again, causing extraordinary resources to have to be involved. For weeks, trying to find this child in the hopes that she's alive. And then even after that, even after she finally coughs up the fact that her child is dead, she continues to lie about not knowing where she is. When all along, she's sitting there stuffed upside down in a trash can in her childhood playhouse. So I think it's very easy for this court to find that the severity of this crime and her suffocating her own child, putting her in a trash can, and then repeatedly lying about it to cover it up relates to the severity of the crime. The second finding this court has to make is that it was necessary that consecutive sentencing is necessary to protect the public from further crimes. And I provided the court, as well as Mr. Scott, with the case of State v. Taylor, which was a case in which a small child had been beaten to death, and then the mother basically delayed in reporting, calling 911, which eventually resulted in the child dying because she didn't receive any medical attention. And the court in that case found that the dangerous offender classification was satisfied because the defendant had demonstrated extreme callousness towards the health and welfare of the victim, and the results were fatal. Well, Judge, really, it does not get any more callous than what the defendant did in this case. You know, she turned her back, she turned her life, she turned her trust away from her own child. Evelyn got in the way of the life Megan Boswell wanted to live, and so she eliminated that problem. It truly does not get any more callous than that. So the state would submit that both those factors are met and that the court should impose consecutive sentencing.
Nurse for God, welcome. Thank you.
I've already touched on the element as far as trust being involved is an enhancing factor. And then sitting here listening to Ms. Boswell's rather brief allocution, I think it's also right for the court to consider the fact that she sits here today in this courtroom still having absolutely no remorse and taking no responsibility for the death of her child. Once again, she wants to make all of us victims in the case, make herself a victim. Sheriff's office, I guess, should be issuing an apology to her the way she's just been unfairly treated during this whole process. Judge, Miss Boswell was not treated unfairly. Her child was treated unfairly. Her 15-month-old child never had a chance because of the one person who should have protected her. So for that reason, the state is asking you to maximize her sentence in the remaining counts that she has to be sentenced on. And we would ask that they maybe run consecutive, Judge. Thank you.
Now, defense makes their argument.
Judge, I guess I'll try to address this in somewhat the way Mr. Harper did, maybe in a backwards fashion. Ms. Boswell had no prior criminal history when the case started, when the investigation started. At some point, she was convicted of a reckless driving B misdemeanor in Washington County, I think in February of 2020. That's the only criminal history she claims to this court. She's been in jail since she was 18 years old. She will be in jail if this court were to sentence her at the low end of everything, and not run it consecutively. She'll be in jail until she's 69 years old. So the court then has to determine, is she, at that point, is she going to be a threat to society? Society needs to be protected from 69-year-old Megan Boswell. The court should, I guess first the court has to consider the length of the sentence. She's a range one offender as to each count. The court should impose I think the sentence is short of a sentence is as necessary, so the court is supposed to do to achieve the purposes of the sentencing. Here, she's serving a life sentence. She will be eligible for parole at 69 years old. So how much more do you need? Essentially, the state asks you to sentence her to life without parole. That's what they want. And we have addressed that issue already, in a manner of speaking. I guess, practiced law 25 years, and it's the only jury sentencing I've ever done. But the jury had the opportunity, after hearing all these facts, to consider whether to sentence her to life without parole or life with parole. They sentenced her to life with parole. And I know you're not bound by that on these other counts, but I think in fairness and in deference to that jury, we have to give some respect to what determination they made. And they were aware of all the other charges. Obviously, they heard the guilt phase on those and convicted her. So I think that is important to consider. She's eligible for probation on all the other charges. The court has to make a determination whether or not those sentences should be suspended or served. The court has to make a determination whether, if they are served, how they're served, consecutive or concurrent. As it relates to the dangerous offender who society has to be protected from, I think the case law is quite clear. Not every person convicted of first-degree murder and another felony is going to fall into that category. Normally, in a lot of the cases you see multiple victims, multiple acts. Here, all of those things kind of go together. And I guess the other thing we have to talk about is what counts merged together in this sentence. I would suggest, of course, that the murder counts merged together for one count. That the child abuse and child neglect counts should merge. And that all of the following false reports should merge. Because I sent a case to you yesterday. State versus Smith, 436 Southwest 3rd, 751. This is Supreme Court decided that 2014. It talks about cases just like this. And each of these cases, these interviews were basically a continuation of the other interviews. And based on the rule of leniency, the court found that even though in that case interviews were made over multiple days with different officers, just in this case that they had the murders. And that's what I think should happen here is all those counts should merge. And I guess finally I want to address what Mr. Harper said about Ms. Boswell's comments. I think a lot of defendants would probably feel that way. But I think she's entitled to maintain her defense. She doesn't have to come in here for purposes of sentencing and somehow take responsibility. The law doesn't require that. That's not one of the factors to consider for consecutive sentencing. That's not one of the factors to consider for an interest sentence. The defendant has a right to maintain their innocence. And to hold that against them and to somehow sentence them to more jail time because they don't come in here and say, I did it, that violates due process. It violates the right to trial by jury, the right to appeal. So I would suggest to the court that the appropriate sentence here should be bottom end of the range. The sentences should run concurrent. And ultimately, she should be left with a chance of parole when she's 69 years old, however that is structured.
Be respectful, guys.
Court will be in recess for 15 minutes.
So as they go to recess for 15 minutes, wow. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting her to get up and talk. I misspoke and I said she didn't take the stand during the trial. I believe she did, and she lied, if I'm remembering correctly. Not just I believe she lied, but like provably lied. And maybe it was the comments she made to the news and everything else. There was a lot of people she talked to, a lot of family, a lot of friends. They all got different stories. Remember did she go to Texas? Was that somebody else? I'm getting confused. But just as it stands right now, let me move my head back to where it belongs down here. Sorry, I'm in a weird corner. Run to A. There we go. As it stands right now, serving the sentence she's already been sentenced to on the charges that have already been sentenced, she's in and doesn't have a chance of parole until 69 years old. I remember when the jury came back with that sentence and did approve with a chance of parole instead of without parole. And I think that was probably given because of her age. But hearing her take the stand and it wasn't, and there was none. I miss my child. There was no sorrow for the child and missing her. Instead, she's like, had I been fair, had this been fair, had you guys treated me fair, I would have got away with this. If I had a fair jury, a fair trial, if the cops hadn't played dirty, I would have got away. I wouldn't be convicted. I don't remember. I did not recall her saying, I didn't do this. And there sure wasn't anything about, Evelyn was my life or just any of that. And there was testimony. There was plenty of testimony in the trial that Evelyn was dirty and just not treated well. And obviously the way she was found was horrific. I mean, head down in a garbage can, compressed with yesterday's dinner and everything else just shoved on top of her. The state, because of the condition of the child and the body, they weren't able to prove if she died before or after she was put in the garbage can. They couldn't tell. But I think that they did prove that it was suffocation. They just didn't know how it happened. And either way, it was a tough one. Well, the judge taking a few minutes now to decide this one. He's on a short break, and we'll be back in a little bit. Give me a minute to get some stuff set up here. Downstream keyer. Nope, that's not it. I need Canva. This was a tough one to listen to. A lot of you said, I don't remember this case. And then you're like, oh, I remember why I don't remember it. I tried to get this out of my mind. I think she tried to point the finger of blame at everyone but herself. But every action she took was all about, what do I want to do right now? What would be best for me as far as what would be fun, what would be enjoyable, what would be the easy way. And there was little to no consideration about what does my child need? What would be good for my child? And that got to the breaking point where she decided it was all about her. And she could eliminate the child, and then it just wouldn't matter. She wouldn't have that distraction anymore. Oh, man. Trauma blocking to protect our hearts. Seriously, Kaylee, this was a tough one. This was a tough case. And hiding her body in her childhood the place where her dad built for her. Okay, look, you've got the contrast, right? Her dad, and I realize the family has issues. They've got skeletons in the closet. It's not a a happy love story from start to finish in her family. The pedigree up and down, but her dad built her a playhouse to play in for her. It's like her very own parent. Just the time, the effort that they put into that, and she used that as the dumping ground for her child. Man, your heart breaks for the parents. And if I remember correctly, there were plenty of people that surrounded her that I think even under testimony or in the statements afterwards said, I would have taken Evelyn in a heartbeat if I knew.
Call from
Edie Ferrazano.
Hey, this is Scott. How are you doing, Evie?
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. You're live on the air. What's on your mind?
I actually am just mortified with watching this. I was never blessed with children, so for me to see this on television where someone could find that a child so disposable is just horrific to me. And not only that, but it reminds me of a story that was out, and it was a book and a movie. It was called The Lovely Bones, and it was written about a girl who was murdered by her neighbor. And if anybody gets to see that or read or watch that movie, it's mind-boggling and mind-changing. Yeah. I just cannot fathom how someone could do that to a small child.
I think a lot of us are in that same boat. This seems so far outside what we are capable of doing. I mean, even there. Imagine probably the worst of us in the heat of a road rage incident. Can say some pretty mean things, right? And some of us have been like, "Oh, you little," but this is.
I'm 68 years old, and for me to sit here and watch this, and I love your program, by the way. And although I'm a disabled veteran, and I live on Social Security, and I get nothing from the government, so I live on $1,600 a month. And I can't afford a membership. I would really love YouTube to come on, throw me a membership.
Throw us a bone, please. I wish it was easy like that, and I could just steer it one direction or another.
I know, I'm sure. You're in North Carolina. I think you're over by Raleigh. Is that correct?
I'm about an hour and a half outside of Raleigh, so I'm.
Okay, I'm over in Hendersonville. It's just a little bit from Asheville.
Mm-hmm. So you're the opposite side of the state from me, but.
Yeah, but it's beautiful here and everything. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that shout out to you. I turn your show on every day and drink my coffee and turn you on. And I would like to know what do you think is coming up next?
Oh man, that's the $1 million question, right? Let me say this. Lizzie Dog says, Recovery Addict, can I pay for a membership? If you guys want, I can connect you to. And we can see if that works. But I can send one person's information to the other, and you might have somebody who can help you out.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. As long as I can get in there and I chat with the people now, I'm allowed to chat with them, and I really like that. So,
Well, it looks like people are trying to hit you with gifted memberships right now. Is your gifted setting turned on? Do you know?
It is, but right now I'm kind of like watching you on TV and talking to you on the phone, so I don't know how to click on all these things.
Well, Sharkay just gifted five memberships, and Kim gifted a membership, and great Auntie Buggy D just gifted membership as well. And P-Will for Real is going to get timed out. Just kidding, P-Will. I saw that. That was funny. Lois Cox just gifted a membership. So they're amazing people. Keep the gifted.
They are. They are very nice.
What would help is if you're able to watch on a device where you can chat and interact. That boosts you in the algorithm for receiving a gifted membership. And there's ways to do it on the TV. I just don't watch that, so I can't tell you how that's done.
Well, I have it on TV and I have it on my phone. So when you go off the air, I can actually chat with the people, and they're all very, very sweet. I really like them. And I live in a...
Evie, the gifts are pouring right now. You might get hit by one of these. This is crazy.
Oh, I hope so. I hope that would be really wonderful. Anyway, I live in a senior community. I came here from New Jersey to take care of my elderly dad, and he died at 93. And he left me his home, so I'm kind of stuck here. I'm stuck here.
It's a beautiful area to be stuck, though. It's beautiful to.
It is. It's a beautiful area. I love Hendersonville. It's a really wonderful community, and everyone is very nice here. And being not healthy, they all come over and check on me and everything. So it's really, really wonderful.
That is beautiful.
I hope that all these gifted memberships go to people that could really use them, because I know what I live on. $500 a month practically goes to feed my boxer. He was 65 pounds when I got him, and he was living in a junkyard. And he's now 90 pounds. He weighs as much as me.
healthy boy.
He is. He's a good boy, and he's so sweet. He sleeps with me every night, and I love him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will let you go, and I'm so sorry I disturbed you, but
No,
I really wanted to.
Don't feel bad at all. That's what the burner phone's for.
I know, but I was trying to get your attention and and everybody kept saying, "Oh, he'll notice you, he'll notice you," and I was just I said, "I'm going to write that burner phone number down and call."
That is awesome. Let me just say, 80 memberships just got gifted since you called. 80.
Is that a good thing?
That's a ton. That is a ton. Hopefully one hits you here soon. So.
Well, I hope that they keep coming in and that it's good for you.
It's wonderful. Thank you for your support. Just being here is enough, though. I love that you were able to watch together.
Every once in a while, will you acknowledge that I'm on there?
Give me your username. What are you on? What do we see you as?
It's Edith Ferrazano.
Edith, I'm gonna highlight your next message so everyone can see it. Okay.
Right. Okay. Well,
Thanks,
I
Edith.
hope everybody gets like much good wishes for all those good gifted memberships.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for your well wishes. Thanks for your support just by watching.
Thank you. I love your show.
Thank you so much. We'll see you, Edith.
All right. Bye. I'm waving at you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
What a sweet lady. Let's see. Edith is going to show up here and chat here in just a minute. She was, I think she has to chat on the phone. So let's see if I can see her. There's so many people in chat. Hang on. Let's pause so I can see Edith when she says something. Give her a second to type it out, though. Oh my goodness! SM Casey just gifted another 50. Hold up. This has never ever happened like this. Edith, I'm looking. Tag me, Edith, so we can see where you're at. Chat is flying. Okay, I think we're. Edith, where are you at? I missed a phone call just a second ago. I apologize for that. We're going to have to take a minute to recognize just some incredible gifters. Every single one of you that says SMKZ, it's my birthday, my present to you all. 50 gifted memberships. I'm not sure if there's anyone that's going to be left to receive it. Let's see, Edith. Need to put a lot of chats in. Yes, because it's going so fast. I'm only catching about 1 out of every 20 messages on my screen. Time to play green is the new gray. Oh my goodness. I tell you, you guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing. Not sure if her gift setting is turned on. We might have to go over that in video form. Just to help people make sure it's turned on. Oh, there's Edith right there. I found you amongst the crowd. Edith, thank you very much. It was wonderful to talk to you. Thanks for sharing. Fellow North Carolinian, welcome from New Jersey. See, I can even say it right. Thanks for telling me about being here in the community that liking this experience. I think Edith, honestly, the thoughts you shared can be echoed by a lot of people here. You're not alone, either in the situation or in how you feel, and it's just an amazing community is pouring out support for you as well. We're back. Well, the extremes of a heartbreaking case and just the emotions of an amazing community that's pouring out support for people. The contrast is incredible. It makes my eyes sweaty. $146 gifted memberships in minutes. You guys are amazing. Not sure how we're going to cover all these. We're going to explain this link just to make sure on your screen the button should be slid over to the right, so the circle should be over on the right hand of the side of the screen when you turn on your settings. I wish YouTube would make it a little bit clearer what position on is. It's a little bit hard to see and it's small, so I think a lot of people think it might be turned on and it isn't. But we might play gray as the new green here in a little bit. Okay, judge is back.
Determining the appropriate sentence for these offenses, the court has considered the evidence presented at the trial at this sentencing hearing, pre-sentence report filed April 4th, 2025, more than 10 days ago. The principles of sentencing and arguments made as sentencing alternatives, the nature and characteristics of the criminal conduct involved, the evidence and information offered by the parties on mitigating and enhancing factors, any statistical information provided by the administrative officer of the courts as to sentencing practices for similar offenses in Tennessee, located at www.tncourts.gov, and any statement the defendant has made on her own behalf about sentencing and the defendant's potential for rehabilitation or treatment. I'm not sure if it was agreed, but the defendant's a range 1 standard offender under Tennessee felony classification laws. And what that means,
it's got that Tennessee accent.
The aggravated
still checking the books and the papers here. Oh my goodness. You guys are not stopping.
Aggravated child abuse and neglect charges are Class A felonies, and as a range 1 offender, those would carry somewhere between 15 and 25 years. The tampering with evidence is a Class C felony. The range would be between 3 and 6 years. False reports are Class D felonies, where the range 1 being 2 to 4 years. The abuse of a corpse is a Class E felony, and failure to report death under suspicious, unusual, or unnatural circumstances, also a Class E felony. Those Class E felonies for range 1 would be a range of 1 to 2 years. In determining where the appropriate sentence should be within that range, while not mandatory any longer, the enhancement factors and the mitigating factors are advisory for the court. The state has urged in its filing state's urged number 3, enhancing factor 3, that the offense involves more than one victim. I think for purposes of this case and all the proof that I heard, I can understand how that argument could be made, but I'm not going to find that enhancing factor number 3 applies. Enhancing factor number 4 is urged by the state. A victim of the offense was particularly vulnerable because of age, physical or mental disability. I think that will apply. Testimony was that baby Evelyn was, everybody keeps saying 15 months old, but I think she was 15 months old when she was found. My recollection of proof was that she was approximately 13 months old when she went missing. Is that wrong?
She was, her approximate age at death was 15 months old.
At death?
At death.
Okay. So she was 15 months old.
It was 13 years. 13 months old at death. It was 15 months old. They assumed when she was reported. When they didn't know she was alive or dead.
So the judge had it right.
So at the time of her death, she was somewhere between 13 and 15.
Yes.
The state has, and the court accepts enhancing factor number 4. Number 5 is urged by the state. The defendant treated or allowed a victim to be treated with exceptional cruelty during the commission of the offense. I don't know, and I'm not going to sit here all day and regurgitate the facts from the 11-day trial. But thinking back on the proof that I heard, there can be no more cruel act than to stuff a 13 to 15-month-old baby wrapped in blankets and aluminum foil head first into the trash can. Especially when that 13 to 15-month-old baby is your baby. So the court accepts number 5.
The court accepts number 5.
Number 6, the personal injuries inflicted upon or amount of damage to the property was particularly great. The court accepts number 6. There's no greater injury that you can inflict on another human being than death.
These are aggravating factors the court is finding do apply that could enhance.
Enhancing factor 10 was in the filing. The defendant had no hesitation about committing a crime when the risk to human life was high. The court accepts number 10. And then 14, the defendant abused a position of private trust.
That should be an easy one. The court finds that.
And again, the relationship between mother and child, there can be no greater private trust on this earth than that. So the court accepts number 14. Those are all the enhancing factors that were urged, all the ones that the court, after having looked through them, believes applies. Next, I have to consider mitigating factors in determining the appropriate length of sentence. And again, I'm not going to read, there's 12 statutory mitigators under 40, 35, 113. I'm not going to read all of these in.
Is muffled.
The defense didn't put any arguments forward as to any mitigating factors that should apply. The court, though, is required on its own, after having read the pre-sentence report, heard the proof, to apply any factors I think are applicable. So there's at least one that could be applicable, and I'm going to talk about it for a moment. If the defendant, because of youth or old age, lacks substantial judgment in committing the offense, the proof is that she was 18 when the killing occurred. But I also have to look at, so there's no question that she was a young adult. But I also have to look at all the other proof and circumstances surrounding the case. And it became very clear to the court upon hearing the evidence that the defendant, in her mind, saw a chance to lead a different life than what she thought she was going to be leading. And quite frankly, circumstantially from all the proof, baby Evelyn was a stumbling block to leading that life. So she made the decision to remove that stumbling block. And because that's the tenor of the proof that this court heard, I reject mitigating factor number 6. She exercised judgment. It wasn't good judgment, but she exercised judgment in doing the things that she did. So of the 12 statutory mitigators, the court doesn't find that any are applicable to this case.
Oh, no mitigations apply.
And 13 is any other factor consistent with the purposes of the chapter. And courts regularly, if a person comes to the court without a substantial criminal history, courts regularly include that as factor number 13. If a person comes before the court and they've had a long, productive work history, then that factors into 13. If they've had military service, those are the kinds of things that factor into 13. In this case, Ms. Boswell, she did not have a long work history. In fact, the pre-sentence report said, she stated that she'd only ever had one job in her life, and that was at the chicken shack where she was working right around the time of this killing. I am going to give her credit for not having, even though she was only 18, I'm going to give her credit for not having a substantial criminal history, either as an adult or a juvenile.
She gets credit for being first-time offender, basically.
The court lays all the facts that I've heard during the trial, all of the testimony that we've heard at this sentencing hearing. When the court weighs the enhancing factors and the mitigating factors, that's how I arrive at a verdict, or not a verdict, but a sentence. I do want to talk, and I want to talk about each of these counts individually with regard to the enhancing factors. Because if an enhancing factor is part and parcel of a charge, then it can't be used as an enhancing factor.
If the charge contains the enhancement factor, then you can't enhance it by having that portion in there. I think he's showing that he's sort of limited to what he can do here. I think the judge is being fair.
So for count 4, aggravated child abuse, the state has to prove that the defendant knowingly, by other than accidental means, treated a child under 8 years of age in such a manner as to inflict serious bodily injury.
Audio is so bad in this courtroom. I apologize, guys.
The court is of the opinion that number 4 still applies because of the tender age of the child at the time. It's one thing to be a child under 8 when you're 6 years old or 7 years old. It's quite another thing to be vulnerable because your age is still literally being counted in months. So the court finds number 4 applies. Number 5 is not an element, it applies. Number 6 applies due to the death is not an element of aggravated child abuse or aggravated child neglect.
So there
10
are
and 14 apply. So the court finds that they all apply. The counts 4 and 5.
counts 4 and 5. The aggravators do apply. He's already said there's no mitigators that apply.
So the court's of the opinion in that Class A felony that the enhancing factors and the aggravated nature of this case in general take that sentence from 15 to 25 years. And when the court weighs, and quite frankly, each of these enhancing factors, with the exception, number 4 has low weight because of its similarity for those two counts, to the charge. 5, 6, 10, and 14 have great weight. The court affords very little weight to the fact that Ms. Boswell, at 18 years of age, had no serious criminal history.
So the court, very little weight goes to the fact that she didn't have a criminal history at age 18.
So the court's of the opinion, in counts 4 and 5, that the sentence should be 25 years.
So they've added 10 years for counts 4 and 5 to make it 25 years instead of 15.
The court's also of the opinion that count 5 merges into count 4. In the tampering with evidence, the court's of the opinion that all the enhancing factors should be afforded great weight, and the sentence should be 6 years. The mitigating factor, which is the court's giving very little weight, would not bring it back down.
So the mitigators are not
Now, with the
offsetting
false
the
report,
aggravators yet.
The court's of the opinion that the enhancing factors would take that sentence from 2 up to 4 years. And again, there being only the one consideration of the mitigator, it'll be 4 years. Under the case of State versus Smith,
None of these
Tennessee
matter
Supreme
if
Court,
they're not consecutive.
436 Southwest 3rd, 751, handed down in 2014. Justice Holder, I believe, delivered the opinion of the court. And the opinion of the court was that due to the principle of lenity, not leniency, that a false report, because the legislature was ambiguous as to how they think that a false report should be punished, that the unit of prosecution isn't determined by the number of individual and distinct occurrences of false statement, but that the unit of prosecution is whether a false statement was given pursuant to a particular incident or offense. At least that's the way I read it. So it wasn't that it's a continuation of the interview. It's that the incident that is in the officer's concern is the disappearance of the child. And the Supreme Court says in that case that even if you tell 16 false statements about the disappearance of that child on different days and to different people and different variations of the story, it's still one incident. It's the disappearance of the child.
So no aggravator there.
So counts 7 through 17 all merge into one count. So they all merge, counts 8 through 17 merge into count 7. In count 19, the courts of the opinion the enhancing factors take that sentence from 1 up to 2 years. So that'll be a 2-year sentence. In count 20, and again, I'm weighing the lack of mitigators. In count 20, that sentence will be 2 years as well, for the same reason. Now,
Yep, it's consecutive. That's all
since I've
we
already
care
talked
about.
about merger, the court's of the opinion that counts 1, 2, and 3 would all merge into a single life sentence. So counts 2 and 3 merge into count 1. Now we'll talk about consecutive sentencing. In the state's filing, the state under 40-35-115 urged, and I think this might be a mistake, but urged number 2, that the defendant is an offender whose record of criminal activity is extensive.
And of course, I just to clarify, it wasn't a mistake, but at the time it was filed, we would have all the false report counts rely on that criminal history. Obviously, since the court's standard multiplicitous, that doesn't exist anymore, so we're not relying on that.
The court rejected number 2. But the court also relies on enhancer number 4 from the same statute, 40-35-115, that the defendant is a dangerous offender whose behavior indicates little or no regard for human life and no hesitation about committing a crime in which the risk to human life is high. Now that's what the factor says in the statute. But it's pointed out in State versus Taylor, (2017) Westlaw 2179952, also case numbers M 2015-02142-CCA-R3-CD. It is an unpublished case, but the unpublished case references published opinions. And the most important one that it references is State versus Moore, that quotes from the main case is the Wilkerson case, 905 Southwest 2nd. (933) Tennessee Supreme Court from 1995. And the Supreme Court, in determining the appropriateness of 40-35-115 enhancing factor number 4, states that in addition to what's stated in the statute, that a court must also find that a sentence, consecutive sentencing, is necessary in order to protect the public from further misconduct by the defendant, and that the terms are reasonably related to the severity of the offense. So, from the facts of this case, and again, I'm not going to just keep repeating it. Everybody who sat through that trial knows the facts that came in. The testimony during the trial was that that child was suffocated. When you look at the pictures of how tightly this baby was wrapped in blankets and aluminum foil, and the mechanism of being stuffed into that trash can head first. There's no doubt in my mind that this defendant had absolutely no hesitation when she killed her dog. And in hearing the proof during trial of how she continued to live her life, and from hearing the proof circumstantially as to why she might have done this deed, because this new boyfriend is the life that she wanted to grasp onto. It's like the state said, the house on the lake. A lifestyle that she wanted for herself. The fact that Evelyn was just in the way. And looking at all the video that we saw during the trial, this court never once saw remorse, never once saw empathy out of the defendant.
We saw fake stuff, but it sure didn't seem real to us.
So she is a dangerous offender. The circumstances surrounding the commission of this offense are absolutely aggravated. This baby couldn't care for herself. This baby had the only life this baby knew. The only way this baby could get through a day was through her mom. And I understand that the way the parole system is set up when dealing with a life conviction is that she has to serve 51 years before she's even eligible for consideration for release. And Mr. Scott asked the question during his argument, which was the right question to ask. Is Megan Boswell at 69 years of age coming out of prison a risk to society? And the only conclusion that I can come to after hearing the proof in this case, seeing the evidence in this case, seeing how utterly unconcerned with the fact that she took the life of a 15-month-old child, her own child, the court has to answer that question, yes. That society does need to be protected from the evil that lurks in her heart. And then, would the aggregate length of the sentence reasonably relate to the offense which she stands convicted? For the same reasons I just said, yes is the answer. So the court finds that all those sub-factors, if you will, are met. And I want to read a passage. And I think the state may have, but I highlighted this yesterday when I read the case. In State versus Durantes, 331 Southwest 3rd, 370, at page 376, the Tennessee Supreme Court in 2001 It's found that the dangerous offender classification was satisfied where a defendant demonstrated extreme callousness toward the health and welfare of the child victim, and that the results of that callousness were fatal. It's almost as though that passage was written to describe this case. Therefore, the 25-year sentence for the merging counts of aggravated child abuse and neglect will be consecutive to the life sentence.
Boom, boom, boom. There it is. The 25 years won't start until the life sentence finishes. So at 69 years of age, she will start serving.
The 6-year sentence for tampering with evidence and the 4-year sentence for false report will be concurrent with each other, but consecutive to the 25 years. And the 2-year sentences for the abuse of corpse in count 19 and count 20 will be concurrent with each other, but consecutive to the 6 years. So in counts 4 through 20, that'll be a 33-year sentence as a range 1 standard offender, consecutive to her life sentence. The court has considered probation. She's not eligible for probation on the Class 8 felonies. That 25 years has to be served by statute. The court has considered probation on the additional 8 years and finds that a grant of probation would depreciate the seriousness of this case, given the facts of this case, given the fact that she has shown no remorse, she has shown no empathy towards this child, her child, and probation in those counts would be denied. Mr. Scott, I believe at sidebar you had indicated that you would like to have a transcript prepared before, in order to prepare the motion for new trial.
Yes, Judge.
I'll order that transcript, whatever order I need to sign, share, I'll do it.
Judge, I would also like to have this sentencing period as well.
The sentencing here will need to be typed up as well. We'll set this for status. We'll send Ms. Boswell back to TDOC.
She's not.
And
she's
let's
not
set
going
this
anywhere.
for a status on January 16th to see where we are on getting the transcript prepared.
That's fine. Could I waive Ms. Boswell's appearance at that?
Well, what I'd prefer her to do is appear by Zoom.
That's fine.
If she can, but if not, yes, we can waive it.
Okay.
All right.
With that, I think we're about to be in recess.
All right, that's all.
There we go. So, Megan does everything but stick her middle finger up to the court and everyone in the courtroom. Wow. The judge, in listening to the mitigating factors and the aggravating factors, found that basically only one of the mitigating factors applied, which was the fact that she was 18 years old and didn't have a serious criminal record, but found many of the aggravators did apply. There were a couple cases where the aggravator sort of wrapped into the charge, so you don't get to double dip. But he merged a few of the counts with each other. I don't have the full list in front of me. Basically added on 25 years on the end of her 69, which is her 69th birthday. She'd be eligible to have parole on the life with opportunity of parole that she's already sentencing. Adds 25 years on the tail end of that, but those two merged together, so just a single 25. And then on top of those, he had 6 years, and on top of those, he adds a few more years. So she's 69 plus 25 plus 6 or something like that. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it basically turns out to be life without parole, because they are consecutive. So the other charges, the timer doesn't even start till she finishes those life with parole, for count 1 and 2 that merged together. Wow. And to think some of that could have been, I honestly think, first of all, I believe people can change, right? And I won't put it past them. I don't know if she will, but I wouldn't put it past, someone to change. Years and years of time, somebody can change. So that part of me looks at this and says, that's hard to accept, that right now I can look
misconduct.
Okay. Hey, misconduct, hang on just 1 second. Is that all right? I think so. Hang on. It's hard for me to accept that looking to the future, we can say that you're not going to change or have a change of heart at all or develop any remorse over the years or anything like that. But it would have gone a long ways for her to show some remorse today. And she didn't. Instead, it was basically double fingers, put one finger on each hand up, saying, you guys screwed me over. It wasn't fair. I would have got away. I would have been guilty. Misconduct. Welcome. Misconduct. Have you seen what happened today in chat? Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. I was there. And you've kind of touched on kind of what I was calling about. It was like this girl, she was born in the 2000s. Mm-hmm. There's no excuse not to use birth control. But if something happens, there's no excuse not to say to someone, this happened.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart.
Yep. It seemed like it was convenient for her to just get rid of Evelyn. And that's what she did.
But it happens so much. Look at Quentin. It happened with him. And there's a couple recently, aren't there?
There's one
Emmanuel,
in the headlines right now with potential situation. Might be a little different, but a cheerleader in Kentucky that was.
Yeah, there's that one, and the cheerleader, 5-6 years ago. Mm-hmm. Why? I'm sorry. I'm a 1972 child.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for this. There's no excuse. You take birth control, or you just fess up, and someone will help you.
I will say that in the South, in the Bible Belt, where they are, that there are religious beliefs that frown on birth control, and so there could be some religious reasons why somebody might say, that's not an option for me, and I can see that, but adoption is always an option. And so, it's heartbreaking, especially when you look at the case and see that there were people in Evelyn's life that would have jumped at the chance to take her in.
Okay, I'm biased because my mum was 15 when she had me, mm-hmm. and obviously I'm English, but I'm 53 this year, and in 1972 she was told, you can't keep her, she's not your child, you can't have her. Obviously she did, and blah blah blah, but you're talking about this young woman who was born in the 21st century. Birth control should be a right. Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
I hear you.
I'm very
I appreciate you sharing your
this.
vantage. We both agree that this shouldn't have happened, and there were options. And it's heartbreaking to see this. All we can do, honestly, all you can do is, as an adult, first of all, now that most of us are out of that situation, right? We're at an age where we, if we are expecting, we understand the options or we're past that. But if you've got somebody in your life that is young, that you recognize the signs, and you do, we're not stupid, we're not silly. We can see, reach out and help, reach out and talk to someone in confidence if needed. But try to get a feel if somebody needs help. Don't be afraid to ask the question. I mean, they might be scared to ask. They might be hoping you ask, right? They might be scared and confused and not understand. And I would rather offend somebody by asking the question. You know, do you need
Maybe
help?
I'm too open. Maybe I'm too open. I would be open to those things. But I'm not here to preach. I'm just here to express my sadness about this case. Yeah. And also to send my love to Edith. Love you.
Thank you.
And if you want to pass on my contact details, you're more than welcome, because I'd love to help her out, because she was just such a sweetheart.
She is. And honestly, I can tell you off the air, I've had many conversations that are very similar to the one we had with Edith. Her story is probably the most common story I've heard from people who call on the burner phone and chat off the air. And it touches my heart that people are showing support, and this little silly thing I do that I love, that it means a lot to somebody is amazing. But this community is just absolutely amazing. Misconduct, 199 gifted memberships in the last hour. Just unbelievable. But
no, love everyone here. I'm not always here because I do like the F word, so I've been following EDB with
she's great. I love her as well.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the F word, so I'm English, you know, so that's like common vernacular for us. But I'm always a loyal fan for you, and I hope you know that, because I've been a member for 29 months.
Oh, gee. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, mate.
All right, we'll see you. Cheers.
All right, mate. Bye.
I love it. Absolutely love it. You guys are amazing. I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know if I can even, my computer's breaking just trying to see everybody's messages.
Call from Kristen.
Is it Christian?
Hey.
Hey, Kristen. How are you doing? This is R.A.
Hey, I'm doing all right.
Wonderful.
I just had to make a comment.
Sure.
As someone whose life was attempted on before and after I was born, and to later have a child with a medical fragile condition, and who's been having strokes since he was 10 months old, this devastates me. It really does. Yeah. Because people are just find life to be disposable. Other people's lives to be disposable.
Yeah,
because whether it's this or kids, recently we had some kids here in Tucson, 2 incidents where minors, one stabbed another student in class. Mm-hmm. And then there was another one over the summer on 4th of July where 2 kids were fighting and one shot the other.
Yeah. I
don't get the mindset.
I don't know. We were all raised differently, right? We're of a different generation where this isn't what we default to. This wasn't the norm. You know, you could have an issue with someone, and they could even get physical. That was a possibility, but it didn't have to go nuclear as step one every time.
Right.
And
right.
Our egos got so fragile that we have to burn everything down because somebody insulted us or didn't recognize us properly.
Right. My mom was an immigrant. I don't know if you saw the comment. My mom was an immigrant here from Japan.
Mine too. Different country.
And she was here in the United States. She got pregnant at the age of 16. She had just gotten here. She hadn't been here a year. Mm-hmm. She got pregnant by a naval cadet. When my grandmother found out, she tried to beat me out of my mom. And she made several attempts on my life because I was a bad mark or, like a disappointment or whatever to their family name. And then I went on and I had 2 children who have disabilities who aren't healthy. This baby was healthy. This baby was perfect. and she just threw it away. Literally threw it away.
It is. It's terrible.
It's disgusting.
I am so glad you called and shared your perspective, and so glad you're here with us. Against all odds,
Thanks, me
as the
too.
case may be. But
Yeah,
thank you.
they ended up taking my mom. They ended up taking my mom from my grandma and putting her in foster care.
Yeah.
With me and my mom in foster care, and I was later adopted into a tremendous, amazing, wonderful family.
That is absolutely wonderful.
I'm blessed, and I know I'm blessed. So. But this is sad.
It is. We're going to have to do some sort of reset emotionally. I'm not sure if I can go into the weekend with this. I might. Maybe if we focus
it's so
on
heavy.
how amazing this community is. If I take a minute and focus on that, will be a good way to end.
Mhm.
And I've got a lot of people to
focus
thank.
on what people have different perspectives on this. I understand that, but I just focus on the beauty that God has created in the world.
There's so much to be grateful for, honestly.
There's like so many things, that to be grateful for, and how blessed we are, and that's where you got to look at it from. That
it's a wonderful perspective.
That's what keeps you going. So
thank you so much. Appreciate the call.
All right. I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right. Have a great weekend. Thanks for the call.
Thanks.
We'll see
You too. Bye.
All right, buckle in for a little bit. We have to recognize a bunch of people. This live stream started off just a little while ago. We've been going for less than 2 hours. Well, about 2 hours. Oh, we've got one more call. Let's see if we can squeeze a quick one in.
Call from.
Hi, RA. It's Edie.
To accept.
Hey, this is RA. You're on live on the air. Is that cool?
Hey, RA. It's Edie.
Hey, Edie. How you doing?
Hey, I'm sorry to bother you. I don't want to bother you, but I just wanted to tell you real quick, I am so happy that all of those coolers donated and all that jazz.
It's crazy. We're about
just
to go
think
over the list.
that is just that is so great, and I'm so happy. And although I can't figure out how to get that membership, I don't know how to make it go. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I am so happy and pleased that everybody has done that, and I'm just excited.
That's awesome. Let me ask you, while you're on the air, have you been able to click the link that you check the gifted membership selector on?
I think I did, and
did it turn blue?
I'm not sure if it did it right.
Okay. When you click the link, it should go on your screen to the circle should go to the right side of the little slider, and I think it should turn blue.
Yeah, I did the slidey. I did the little slidey thing.
Okay. All we can do then is just hope.
Okay.
I'll keep talking to YouTube because I wish we could target people and just shoot memberships to certain people.
I know.
There are a couple of you that
I appreciate all those people saying that, you told me that they were going to be willing to help me and all that jazz. But I got to tell you, I don't have all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody who sends me money. Nobody sends me money.
I'd asked you if you had direct on a text. I'd asked if you had PayPal, Venmo, Cash App.
I know, but I don't have any of that. So anyway, I'm sorry I bothered you again.
It's all right.
But tell those people, keep calling in and doing that, and I hit the like button. I don't know if you see it.
I see it. I see every one of them. I see 1,143 of them right now. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave you be. I'm gonna leave you be now.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Edith's great. All right. We need to focus on some. I'm never going to get through this if I don't hurry. 206 gifted memberships. Here we go. Casey Cat. Oh, I need to put this on the screen. Why is it not on the screen? Come on. There we go. Casey Cat, welcome to the gallery. Thank you very much. Do we know why this took so long? Wasn't supposed to happen in May? Yeah. the investigation took forever on this one, I think. Misconduct member for 29 months. OG, thanks for calling the phone as well. Oh, blimey, 29 months as a member, but longer as a sub. I joined when Letitia was on trial because the chat was bonkers. Look at how it is now. Congrats. All right, thank you. Misconduct, good to talk to you. Kells Bells, member for 20 months. OG. These months keep flying by. Love RA in this chat. And, of course, the most excellent mods. A to Z, member for 12 months. RA always has the best sound. Thank you. I try. I wish I could always have perfect sound, but that's a little unachievable. Kim, she hasn't learned anything. Unfortunately, this defendant, the lawyers must have told her, can you at least try to sound sorry? But she didn't, and it came back and bit her. Casey Cat, the max consecutive. Well, obviously, I'm not a fan of cruel and unusual punishment, but I get the sentiment you're coming at there. Nurse for God, another huge supporter of the channel. Member for 28 months. Member of the jury. Not a better place to be on a Friday. Thank you, Nurse for God. Good to have you here. Hope you're doing great. Sharkay gifted 5 memberships. Kim gifted a membership. Great Aunt Budgie D gifted a membership. Rachel B gifted a membership. Kelly H gifted a membership. Lois Cox gifted a membership. Casey Cat gifted 5. Pamela Weisenbach gifted 5 memberships. DSN gifted a membership. Andrew C gifted a membership. Stephanie gifted a membership. Kelly H gifted a membership. Bree Roz gifted a membership. The Other Jewels gifted 5 memberships. Nomi gifted a membership. A to Z gifted 10 memberships. Kelly H gifted another 5. Paula Mack gifted another membership. Jade gifted a membership. Great Aunt Budgie comes in with a super chat. Recovery Addict, LOL, just say bug. I've got Budgie in my head. Buggy. You have to change it. Great Aunt Bug. I think parakeet every time I say your name for some reason. It's a budgie. Of course, there's a D in it. K-Mat Red Queen gifted 5 memberships. Colleen Itchy Withers, member for 4 months, says, all of this gifting to try to help a member is why I so love this group and why I am here. Love to you all and happy weekend. Colleen, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for all the French toast. A to Z gifted 5 memberships. Susan Langston gifted a membership. I almost want to say Amelia Bedelia, but that's a book that I read as a kid. Emily Gallia gifted a membership. Hanging with Yins, member for 25 months. OG. Thank you very much for your support. Would not be the same without you here. Thank you, Yins. Jen gifted a membership. Red Pen, one of our great mods, gifted 10 memberships. Behind Rudy's Fairing says, Lucky 13, feeling keen. 13 months. Congratulations. Thanks for your support. Unholy Saint, 88, gifted a membership. Sharon Logue? Sharon, how do you say your last name? I don't know. Well, even if you tell me, I'll probably get it wrong, honestly, so I apologize in advance. But Sharon, thank you for gifting a membership. Elizabeth LB gifted a membership. SM Casey, 27 months on the jury. It's my birthday, my present to you all. That present was, let me go back. It's not even showing up. It's 50 memberships. Hang on one second. Wait for it. There it is. 50 memberships gifted to the channel all at once. Thank you, SMKC. That is huge. Happy birthday. I hope it's a fabulous one. Let's see. Where did we go to? SMKC, we got your message here. Selena K gifted a membership. Mama Smith gifted a membership. Julia 543 gifted 5 memberships. Megan Easton gifted a membership. Behind Ruder's Fairing, another 5 from you. Thank you very much. Hanging with Yins gifted another membership. Super T gifted 5 as well. Regina Crawford gifted a membership. Jojo gifted a membership. You guys are amazing. Michelle Bachmeyer, welcome to the gallery. Welcome back to Green. Looks great on you. Danny Austin gifted 5 memberships. Thanks, Danny. Good to have you here. Michelle Bachmeyer gifted 5 more memberships. Became a member and gifted 5 other people as well. Morin LaRusick gifted a membership. Krisha Alewine? Did I say that right, Krisha? Gifted 5 memberships. Great Aunt Buggy said, during the trial, she kept her head down. Look at her now, just staring at the judge, almost defiant, with her hands on her face, just like whatever. I was expecting her to slide one of the fingers up, and give the subtle bird. Jojo gifted a membership. Thank you, Jojo. Josh and Uncle Josh, one of our other great mods, gifted another 5 memberships. Kelly H came in with a super sticker saying, game over. It is for her. Bite Me says, before we go today, can you show Buttercup's new photo? I can't load your pictures for some reason. I don't know why. When it tries to open, it hangs on your messages. So I need to go through and probably delete everything you sent because there's a file that got corrupted or something in sending. I think I can fix it on my end. I've had it happen with a couple other people as well. So I do apologize for that. I did see them, but I can't. You sent a couple pictures of Buttercup, and they were beautiful, by the way. Tammy E. Gifted a membership. Thank you. The other Jules gifted a membership. Tumwater Troy gifted a membership. I think we're halfway done almost. No, just kidding. We're almost done. Cindy, Enjoy the Movement, gifted a membership. K-Mat Red Queen. Where'd that go? Where are we at? Gifted a membership. Thank you very much. Greeners gifted 5 memberships and then another 20 memberships. Greeners, thank you, my friend. Court Junkie Katie R. sent 5 memberships. Kiss Me a Cow member for 26 months. OG. Yes, 26 months. Time flies. Grandma of 6 gifted 5 memberships as well. And I know I've missed people. I do apologize. My app that tracks these is not meant for the volume of messages that it just got buried with. But 239 memberships gifted here this afternoon, all in support of one of our very own in this community, Edith. Well, we've got to figure this out somehow. We'll be in touch. But Edith, it was wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much. We have to play a song now. Because I know that there are many wonderful people who deserve memberships who are still in gray, and we have a song just for that, just for them. And it goes a little something like this.
In the land of pixels, here we meet. Gray's the color of our simple seats. No flashy lights, no fancy scheme. It's low-key love in a cyber dream. Slow-mo to life, we're taking it easy. Calm in the chat, everything looks breezy. No golden throne, no crown on screen, yet still I feel like royalty unseen. Gray is the new green, don't you know? In the digital glow, we take it slow. No need for emojis or special code. We're riding high on this mellow road. Gifted green lights up the scene. A ticket to a world unseen. But here in gray, we find our creed. No extra flair, just what we need. No temp seats, no quick retreats, just hanging out in these cyber streets. Gray dust clouds, our silent beam, a hidden treasure in the live stream. Gray is the new green, don't you know? In the digital glow, we take it slow. No need for emojis or special code. We're riding high on this mellow road.
Love this song. Thank you very much. You guys are absolutely amazing. And Greeners comes in with another 10. Congratulations to the recipients as they're still going out. We also had, we had during that great Auntie Buggy gifted a membership. Dee Dee, welcome to the gallery. Thank you, Greeners. Super generous today, my friend. Even though I think we've deleted a couple of your comments today. They've been a little right on the edge and some well beyond. But thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Silly Rabbit, also gifting a membership. Hopefully all that showed up properly on the screen. Wow. Amazing, all y'all. And Ricky C gifted another 5. Thank you. It is 3:30. It has been an amazing day. It has been, I would say this has been a heavy emotional week. Sitting through the end of the Donna Adelson trial, watching that verdict come in, her reaction, just all the way till right now, and the verdict we saw today, just... There's been a lot. I mean, we watched a trial where, the judge was dealing with a lady who has Alzheimer's, and our hearts are just breaking for her, and we're like, Judge, don't you know, type thing. We've had a lot of emotional investment in these trials, and then your generosity today, just reaching out and recognizing Edith, who in gray sometimes feels like you're not seen. I try to show. I try not to just click on super chats, right? I do think if someone super chats, I think they should get their message on the screen, but I do try to read anything that applies to the conversation and put it on screen. But when it goes fast, sometimes I miss it, and I apologize for that. But 263 new members today. Thank you very much for your generosity. I don't know if there's FNF tonight. Does anybody know? No, your shift isn't over. Oh, I'm not done working. I have to work in the yard next. We've got a parade tomorrow morning. I've got my yard looks like a jungle. I've got trees that are like 6 feet tall where there should be no trees. Okay, it's been all summer. I haven't pruned these back. Oh, Runkle's got it. If Ian's got it, that's going to be great. So I'm not sure if he's got a portal or a window open yet. Let me do a quick check to see if he is. I don't see Ian having a placeholder up yet. But I have to go buy a flag so my neighbors don't egg my house tonight. And Laura, thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. All right, am I streaming the parade? I don't know. I don't like giving out too much of my location, even though it sort of has in the past. We like a little bit of anonymity. Like, I love being on YouTube, but I don't like having people come to my house. That's not cool. It scares my neighbors, scares my wife, scares the neighbor across the street who might be liable to shoot people. What's FNF? Friday Night Frenzy, created by Rob and Lawn Lumber, often hosted by Rob and guest hosted by Ian Runkle from Runkle of the Bailey. 2 great pillars of LawTube, good friends to the channel, amazing legal minds, and everything else. So, so it's going to be on Lawn Lumber? Hang on. No, wrong thing. Not on Runkles, on Lawn Lumber. Okay, so I know that they have, I think in times past, with Rob from Lawn Lumber. So basically, I would. Here's what you do. If you follow Rob on Lawn Lumber, the YouTube channel, and you follow Ian on Runkle of the Bailey, you can't go wrong. Then just make sure your notifications on. And if you want to watch some late night great courtroom analysis and commentary, this is your go-to Friday nights. No on the parade footage, says Warrior Queen. The issue I have with streaming the parade footage is the copyright strikes, because there's so much music, and even if it's just in the background, I can't risk my channel with that. I mean, I got a strike from who was it? I forget. Somebody played music on a courtroom video or something. A video. I think it was the Maya trial. Yeah, I think I got a strike during the Maya trial because there was music in one of the videos they showed. Megan Trainor. Yeah, that was it. Thanks, Maya. Appreciate that one. But I did hear about Runkle's attempted break-in. I wanted to hear about how that ended. I haven't heard the final on that, so I might have to listen in. Danny Austin, member for 29 months, says Christmas Eve party at RA's house if we hit 300 new members. Nope, that's not true. That's not a thing, Danny. That's actually not a thing. But thank you, one and all. You guys are absolutely amazing. This is, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. This is the best job in the world, and I love that it is something that because of you, I'm able to do this. That this is able to be my work, and that I can support my family through sharing my love of technology and courts. And I only have you to thank for that. So thank you very much for your generosity, especially to each other. T-Trev says, for the flag fund. I'm going to go pick it up. I won't show if he hasn't decorated. Thomas. All right. With that, it's time. I'm sorry, it's time. It's early, but we need to go. Edith did not land one of the memberships, but a lot of wonderful people did. Thank you for your generosity, all of you. You're amazing. We're going to be watching for a new trial. Might do a little catch-up. There are a couple that have started that we might catch up on. I just haven't decided yet. Not ready to commit one way or the other. Greeners, the last-ditch effort, gets another 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Greeners, for your generosity there. One last Hail Mary from Greeners. If I can click on your comment there. All right. Ian is amazing. Ian is absolutely amazing. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better like you did today. And please stay safe until we go live again on Monday morning. I've got some yard work to do tonight, a parade tomorrow. I've got to eat like 9.5 pounds of collards. No, just kidding. I'm not going to compete in that contest. There's no way. It's no good. It's no good. Right, y'all are absolutely amazing. The parade is for collards, collard greens. Yes, that stewed green vegetable looks like wet lawn clippings. That's what we celebrate in my town. But see, we have to celebrate something, and nobody was doing that. So, you guys are amazing. Have a wonderful night. We will see you on Monday, and we'll follow more court cases. Appreciate y'all. Be good to each other. We'll see you. Bye.
Hush! I'm trying to have court. You don't raise your voice.
Because we here in Canada hate you.
I saw
a
chicken
for bad
fight.
things for you. Because we hate you.
I was kicked back, taking it easy.
If they didn't, I would lose my mind.
Nurse forgot. I had just stopped the live stream. I came back so I could put this back on. Thank you very much, Nurse.
In front of the Walmart.
Appreciate y'all. We'll see you.
The zombie apocalypse may be upon us.
There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, sir. You're my new best friend.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.